Hi everybody, hello and welcome, old and new. Today we're back working on our Concertina Infinity Journal, and this is what we're going to hopefully achieve. 2 nice flippy floppy pockets with journaling behind them. Join me while we make it. Okay, so what I have done, today I'm working in the one that's got all the stitching on it, but it doesn't matter whether you're stitching or not. This was the page we did with the pockets with the acetate, which I really like. I like that page a lot. And the next one that we come to is the one with a 1/2 inch spine in the middle. Spine. So what I have done is I've taken 2 pieces of my papers and I've cut these out and inked around them and stitched around them. So that's the background, if you like, of our page. But don't stick that down yet, because we need to make the envelope and it needs to be a flippy floppy. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of my, well, you need 2, one for each envelope, but we'll just concentrate on one at the minute. So this is a piece of my design paper. It's just single-sided. Which way is up is a very good question, isn't it? I think that way is up. Okay, now then, we need to do some scoring. It doesn't really matter about the length, as long as I think it's over 8 inches, something like that. But it needs to be 6, for this book, which is 6, my journal is 6 inches tall. So I want to cut the height of my page to 6.5, and that's what we're going to make the envelope out of. Please stay tucked in there, you're being very annoying. So this is 6.5, my page is 6 and this is 6.5. So get your scoreboard out, and these are the scores that we need to make. Oh, I hope I can do this properly. This page has turned out to be one of those demon ones for me. It's just really awkward, keeps going wrong. So put that into your, is that the right way up? This is difficult to tell, isn't it? Yeah, definitely, because that looks like it's drooping down, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. So I'm going to score 1/2 inch. Okay, and then I'm going to score 3.5 inches from that mark, so that means I'm going to score at 4, and then 3.5 inches from that mark, so that's 7.5. So there we go, and that bit is now waste, so let's cut that off before we before I confuse myself. And I'm going to cut it off on the back because I just want to cut off that ridge that we've just scored in. The only reason for scoring that in is so I can see where to cut it. There we go. So if this is going to be our left hand one, well, anyways up, that's the right way, isn't it? That's the right way, yeah. I need to score 1 inch at the top, 1 inch. And then turn it round and 1/2 inch on the other one. And we're just really making a sort of envelope, except it's going to have a flap on it, which is what this extra 1/2 inch is here. So that's going to be my flap. This is going to fold like so, and hopefully that will fit in there. It looks like it might be a bit wide. Looks like if I fold that, it's going to catch it. So let's just fold in that 1/2 inch and see if I can fold that in there. No, it's just, you can see it's bubbling up a bit, so let's just trim that down. Just a touch until it fits comfortably in there. So just taking that much off, which is next to nothing. Let's see if that wants to fit now. So that's folded over, that's going to go in there. Yeah, that's perfect, it's nice and flat now. Okay, so this is the bit that's going to tuck and provide the flap. So I want the envelope top to come from the back, so this needs to get cut off. So all of this bit here is getting cut off, and all of this bit here is getting cut off. Let's do that now. And if you're anything like me, you really kind of have to think about this. So I'm just going to cut that bump off as well with what's here. And this, I'm just going to mitre in a little bit, like that. No, I can't get my scissors in. And cut off just under the bump that we scored. There we are. And down here, I want to cut a mitre into that section. And you'll see more what I'm doing when I've done this, and you can see what's occurring. And cut that off. There we go. Right. So here's our page. This is the flap here, this 1/2 inch one. So that gets put in behind there. That folds over like that. Folds over onto our page. This is our envelope. This is our top flap. This is our bottom flap. So far, so good. Just think about it when you're doing it, and when you're doing the other one, remember you have to have your flap on the other side of the page. Okay, so what I want to do now is measure, because the top flap is going to come, let's just fold that in, be a bit easier. Bone folder? Bone folder. How does everything just get lost on my table? I just don't understand it. I don't know where my bone folder is. Let's just press that down. So there's the flap that's going to go behind the page, and the envelope is going to go like that, so it can flap out like that. This is going to fold down. This obviously is going to fold up as well. But what we need is a string and button closure. You could use Velcro if you want to, but I'm going to use a string and button one. So I need to put it here on the flap and also here on this section. So let's get a ruler of some sort out. Quilting ruler is just the job. And it measures 3 1/2. Yeah. So half of 3 1/2 is 1 3/4. So just where 1 3/4 is, I'm going to line that up there and make a mark. And I want it to be 2 inches from the bottom. So I've got my 1 3/4 down here. I'll put that there, and that's 2 inches to there. So I'm making a mark. And then I want to do the same with the top flap, 1 3/4 inches. And top flap is 1 inch long, so I want to make the mark at 1/2 inch, which is there. And they should really, this one here and this one here should kind of line up. That's the plan. Right, so let's cut some buttons out, get these on. I'm just using some craft, thickish, sturdyish craft type card. You can use any card that you've got at all. So I want 2 of these. And 1 fancy one for each button. So altogether I need 4. 4 out of that. And then I want something that will coordinate nicely. I don't know, what about that? Yeah, I think so. And 2 in this fancy pattern. 1, 2. Oh, put the wrong thing in the wrong place. Silly ninny. Right. So let's build these up. So glue, glue, glue. So just glue on 2 of them, like that. Then build that up. These are quite fiddly. I haven't got a 3/4 of an inch hole punch. If I did, I'd use it. I don't want to use an inch because it's quite, the flap only measures an inch, so I think it would be a bit too big. So I'm using these 1/2 inch ones, but if you've got 3/4 of an inch or 5/8 of an inch or anything like that, that'd be perfect. Let's give those a good press down. Build up our other button here. Mr. F's got my glue nozzle, glue thing away cleaning it, so I'm resorting to a pin today, which I can't see. That's it. So just 1 craft on top of another craft and the pattern paper on top, and if you just run it through your hands, you'll soon get it straight, is the theory. So I think that's fine. Give it a squash down, and then I'm going to see where I want to make my mark, and I don't have any guides or anything for this. It is going to be by eye, so let's see where we think the centre is. About there, maybe slightly further there, and this one about there, maybe slightly more that way. So I want to make holes in those and holes in the envelope. So I'm using the smaller setting on my crocodile. Just punch that out and punch this one out. And then through these ones. And hopefully there'll be something like central. Hopefully. Whew. There we are. Yeah, actually they don't look too bad at all. Right, so now I'm going to put these on, because if I don't, there's always the risk that I'll forget them until I've made it up, and then you can't fiddle down inside it. So I want to ink these first before I stick them on. And I'm going to attach them with a brad through that hole. You could put an eyelet on if you wanted to. That would work as well. There we go. So a brad. So these are the little brads I'm using. I think there's a mixture actually in here, but it doesn't matter. Whatever. Whatever we can find. Some with shorter legs and some with longer legs, so there's definitely more than one lot in here. Those two look perfect. They look like a match. Are you a match? Yeah, that's great. Let's put the rest back away. Pretty little gold ones in there, all sorts. There we go. So, right, that's going there, Brad's going through it. Turn it over, press it down firmly. Press your legs open like that. Let's press it down firmly. And then we've got this one here. Where's my Brad? Thought I'd lost it there. Bet you did as well. Anybody that knows me will have thought I'd lost that. And press those down as well. Right, there we go. So we've got, that's the flap, and then we've got these to attach it. Now I could do with rounding those corners, so I'm going to use the larger one for this, and this won't be troublesome, it's on the edge of the paper. This one, however, you've sort of got to fold up and finagle into there a bit. It's not perfect, but it's not far off. And then this one at the bottom, I'm going to use the medium-sized one for. There we go, that's fine. Right, so what are we going to do about these legs then? Well, this one, I'm just going to use masking tape. Could use washi if you haven't got any masking tape. Just something to cover those up and stop your journaling cards sticking on it. Oh, I really need to find my bone folder. Where on earth is it? Where can it be? Haha, it was on the floor. So let's just press that down as much as you possibly can in there, like that. Great. Now this one is a bit trickier because when that envelope is closed and you open that, you'll see that, and that is just simply non-attractive. So what I want to do is take a piece of scrap paper, remnant paper, and I've got these two from cutting it off to 6.5 inches high. So what I'm going to do is just want to come down slightly further than there, because I'm going to put a little thumb notch in here. I'll do that now actually. So it's the same one that's got the button on it. Same panel, I should say. And I'm just going to cut out a little thumb notch like that. Okay. Actually, before I do that, shall I ink around? No, I'll do this first. So, let's cut off that white edge. I think in the States you won't have this white edge because you've got letter size. I think it's just because I'm printing in A4. So I just want to put some glue on the flap. Like so, over the legs of my Brad. Just down a little bit where I think that'll come to. Can always add more. And then I'm just going to line this up with the top and that side like that. Just check that we're okay. Just a little bit too high there. Bring that down. That's right on that side. That's perfect. So I can cut this off following the envelope for the pattern, and then just go around that edge corner like that, and then do the same with the other corner. Lovely, there we go. So I didn't put my glue far enough down, so let's just add a bit there. Pop that down. So that's made it look much prettier than, you know, when that's flapped up, that's what you'll see. You won't see that horrible white. So let's ink everywhere that we need to, and I'll be back when I've done that. Right, so there we are. I've inked around everything. The only thing I need to remember now before I glue this together is a magnet. And okay, where did I put my magnets? Oh my life. Here they are. You shouldn't really lose your magnets, they're potentially quite dangerous. Okay, so we want to get, there's one, and there's two. Perfect. Let's put them back in the box. Right, so if this is going to go on my page like that, that's going to fold over like that. I would like my magnet here, down this corner here. So let's just put it there. These have got glue on them. Like you remove the paper and they've got glue, but that should be perfect there. And I'm just going to put some tape over the top of that as well, for the self-same reason. We don't want the journaling cards getting stuck on that. Excellent, I've just torn that. Never mind, never mind. So there we go. Just pop that on there, over there. There we go. So that's fairly smooth, as smooth as you're going to get it, I think. Now we can glue this together. So basically we want to just glue, or you can use double-sided, whatever, just down this edge. As thin a little bead as you can. Like so. And then fold that over onto there. Oh, look, I've forgotten to ink that edge. So let's just give that a good press down. And now I want to really ink this edge, because it's possible you're going to see this when you open your envelope up. I'm just going to open that as best I can. I really should have done this before I glued it down, because you need to get in there. I'm going to do the other side where the flap is as well, just in case that ever becomes visible. Right, there we go. So let's glue that again. Take two. There we are. Right, fold that over onto there. Perfect. Perfect. This time I'm quite happy with that. There we go. Lovely. So we've got our magnet in, we've got our closure there, we've got our flap. This bottom flap needs gluing up. Mr. F's busy today because I can't remember if I told you, but his bike's got a flat tyre, and it's not just a case of pumping it up. There's nothing wrong with the tyre. It's the valve. You know, when you blow your tyres up and you put the thing into a valve, the valve, part of the valve's broken or something. So he got one online, and everything's well. He just needs to take it to the garage, which he was doing. I'm not sure if he's done it yet or not. I don't know. Right, so that's going to go onto there. So I can stick my flap down now. So let's do that. There we go. So that's going to go like that. And this is going to go about there. Just make sure that folds in nicely and it's straight, which it is. So now we can press that down. Okay, so that's our page. Perfect. Just need the magnet for this one. So you just need to hold your magnet over and it will find its mate. It's amazing. It's amazing how it does it. So that's it. So I'm just gonna draw around there. I don't know why really. It's just a habit I've got. With these ones with the adhesive on, you really don't need to do that, but there we are. It's found its soulmate. So there we go. So now I can stick this into our journal. Wherever in the journal it is, I'm not sure. Here we go. So that's going to get stuck down there. And then we should have plenty of room to open that up. Listen to that. It's lovely, isn't it? I love the sound of magnets in the morning. It's not even morning. I just said that. I don't know why I said it. So let's stick the whole page down. Don't know if Sinead's back from her holidays yet. I can't quite remember. Was it last week she went or the week before? But I don't think she's got too much catching up to do. And I don't know where the rest of you are up to that are following along. You might be eagerly awaiting this video if you've caught up with everything else. Or not. Right. So it's going here. And it just wants to come in from that spine just a little bit to allow room for the envelope, which sticks out just a tiny bit. So that's perfect there. Perfectly perfect. Yeah, that's great. Happy with that. Happy, happy. Stick it down well. There we are. And the only thing really that, oh, I love that one that does that snapping. It's just great. The only thing really that I want to add to this is just, well, some string there obviously, just some additional journaling. So I'm going to use, what have I got? Have I got enough here? I think so. Oh, maybe not, because I want to put some in. Let's get another sheet out. Let's spoil ourselves. Whee! I'm going to take 2 sheets out because I need one for now and one for the next envelope. This is just thin copier paper. I just buy it in cream. Can't reach that. So I'd like this to be just leaving a decent margin around it. I'd like it to be there. and there. So let's cut off down there. I can hear Mr. F talking to Jimmy. I don't know what about. And so that should be that bit there, shouldn't it? Yeah, that's perfect. And then I'd like it to be about there. So let's trim that, and we want another one for the other side, but I'll leave that for just now, I think. Or maybe no, maybe I'll do them both. It doesn't even look straight. That's better. One. How much was that? Did that measure? 3 inches exactly. So another 3. I don't think I'm going to get them out of this, but I won't be far off. Another 3, and that one is not 3, is it? That's 2 3/4. Doesn't matter. We're okay. I just need 2 for the time being anyway. So let's just check that they are okay. Yeah, that's fine. And that piece will go on the other side. Why did I think I needed... Oh yeah, because it goes there. What a banana brain I am. So get your ink out, ink around that. And on this occasion, I'm actually going to stitch around it because this is the one that's got quite a bit of stitching in it. And I think it's a good opportunity because we haven't stitched the envelope. So I think it's a good opportunity to introduce a bit more stitching. Okay, so I'm just going to take those to the machine and whiz around them, so I'll be back in a sec. Right, so there's my 2 pieces. I'm just going to go around the back of them and just try and smooth off the stitching a little bit. I do think stitching is a really nice addition to any journal actually, but obviously you don't have to do it. So that's that. So let's get these. I'm going to stick them with collal because I feel there might be a bit of jiggery pokery to be done. They might not end up square on the page, so I might have to just move them around a bit. There we go. Right. So this one wants to go with a fairly equal margin around it. I don't think that's too bad there actually. Wow. Let's just stick that down, lovely. And then the other one. Can't tell which is the right and which is the wrong. I think this is the, to call it the wrong side. So there's quite a lot in this today if you are actually a beginner. There's the string and button closure, there's the using a magnet, and I know a lot of you struggle with using magnets. They're really not difficult. You know, once you get the hang of them, they're not difficult at all. You just have to remember to put them in, that's the biggest problem. Right, so that goes there. So I want it about in line with that. So before you stick that down, just flap that over and check that it's not showing anywhere, which it isn't. So that's great. Press that down. You could stamp on here, or you could do anything on there, whatever takes your fancy. I'm just leaving mine like that for the present because I think it's good journaling. So let's do that, and then let's just put the string in the closure. This is 1mm twine that I've got. It's kind of my go-to. I use it for everything, really. Let's just trim that stalky bit off it. There, I have no use for that. And then just under the button, like so. I'm just going to allow myself a little bit extra there, that's it. And I just tie one knot there. Now, I've no idea why I do this. You do whatever, whichever way you normally tie your string on. I do one at the bottom, and then I do one at the top. And like I say, I have no idea why. That's just what I do. Like that, tuck it in behind the button, cut your extra tail off, like so, and then this just comes down, goes around that button. First time you just have to ease it up a little bit, like so, and then you're left with just a little bit there, which is fine. This top one here is coming off, so I'm just going to stick a little bit more glue on that. A bit of twine there. So there we go. That's it. That's our page complete. What you need to do, however, is no, I've stuck it on the pin. What you need to do, however, is do one the same but the opposite way, and I'm pretty sure you can work it out. I'm pretty sure you can. Is that okay there? I hope so. Yeah, I think so. I think so. Yeah, it's all going to sit nice and square, I think, when we're finished. Not sure that couldn't have done with being a bit further over this way, but it's not, so let's not start complaining, looking for things. So I'll leave you with the other one to do. Where am I up to anyway? 38 minutes. Yeah, I'll leave you with that one to do. It's self-explanatory. It's the same as the other one, but kind of mirror image. So it'll go onto that page, and then we'll have a nice double double something. I don't know what I was saying, talking rubbish. And our journal will eventually go in there, so you get to see it'll look kind of like that, and there'll be another journal go in this one, so it'll all pad out and look gorgeous when it's finished. So that's all for today. I'm just going to carry on, make the second one of this so as I'm up to date with that, and see you soon. Thanks for joining me. Bye.